smash your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little.
Hey fashion babes, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hey girl, hey, my name is Clotil and I love all things fashion. And if you are a returning fashion babe, hey girl, thanks for tuning in again. Now, for today's video, this will be the first of a mini series I want to start here on my channel. It's going to be a mini series talking about elevating your overall look, not just your style per se, but your overall look, just everything in general. I know that a lot of people are talking about elevating your looks, elevating your style, this, that, and the third. So I decided to, step in the ring, give my 2 cents on the topic. And here came the idea of my little mini series over here on my channel. So today will be episode 1 of the mini-series. And if you're interested in today's video, grab a snack and let's get straight into it. Okay, so like I just mentioned, today is going to be the first episode of my little mini-series over here talking about elevating your overall look. Now, when I do videos like this, I like to give a little PSA. I like to give a little public service announcement. I, by no means, am any type of expert on anything when it comes to what you should do, what you should not do. I just like to be here as a little tour guide to help you get where you want to go, okay? I like to just give my advice, what I think, so forth and so forth. That is not to say that you have to necessarily go out here and break the bank to have this overall grand elevated look, because you do not. You do not. First of all, when it comes to style or anything of those sorts, nobody can count your pockets. And don't feel like just because everybody is saying this is the thing to do that you necessarily have to do that, or you have to do it the way they are saying, because there are plenty of ways to skin the cat, okay? Plenty of ways. However, I do get it. The girls want the advice. The girls want to know how to do, what to do, so forth and so forth. So here is my little take on elevating your overall look. Again, no expert by any means, but I'm here to help share what I have and help give my little expertise on the topic. And so, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's jump straight into the things. Okay, so like I did mention, all of the girlies are talking about how to elevate your style, elevate your looks, so forth and so forth. So I wanted to give my little 2 cents on the topic and tell you things that I think will help elevate your overall look. Not just your style per se, not just the clothes you wear or the way you wear them, but just an overview of how to elevate your overall look. So today in episode 1, we're going to start on the outer appearance of elevating your overall look. And the 3 things that I want to talk about is hair, skincare, and fragrance. And I know you're like, okay, well, that sounds a little interesting, but listen, hold on with me, stay with me. If you think about it, clothes don't just make the look in itself, right? It's the whole appearance. It's the whole shebang. It's the whole rundown of everything that we do. Just think about it. When you're getting ready to really step out with your girls, or if you have a fancy event you want to go to, you don't just throw on clothes and that's it. You go get your hair done. You go get your nails done. You get your makeup done. All of the things that help make the overall look. And so that's why I want to start with the outer appearance on this mini series, talking about things that I think will definitely get you started with elevating your overall look. And like I said, I'm going to be talking about hair, skincare, and fragrance. Okay, so before I really get into those 3 things, I just want to say this. You do not have to break the bank when it comes to elevating your overall look. You just have to be able to keep up with the maintenance and the upkeep of the things that you are starting, right? So I know sometimes you think, oh, okay, I want to start doing this or that, but I need to wait because I don't really have the money for it, or blase, blase, blase. No, you don't have to do that. You just have to work within your budget and do what works for you best. So the first thing you really want to think about are what things can you do for yourself, right? What are the few maintenance things that you can do on your own at home where you don't necessarily have to go out and spend money? So I know a lot of girls are getting getting into doing their own nails. They have learned how to do the acrylic and all those things. So if that is something that you can do, and you know you can do it on a regular basis, then that's one thing that you don't even have to worry about spending any money for. But it's also something that you know that you can do, you can keep it up, and then you can go from there. And for the girls that are the press-on queens, baby, they got that thing down to a science. Hands off to you, because I tried the press-on nails. It doesn't necessarily work for me. However, if that is something that you know you can do on a regular basis, you can keep them nice and fresh for about a good 2 weeks. That is definitely something that can help lessen your budget, and you can spend that money on something else that you want to do to help elevate your overall look. Also, if you know how to do the individual lashes yourself, if you know how to do your hair yourself, if you know how to do your eyebrows yourself, these are different things that you can do yourself, and you don't necessarily have to go pay for it, but they will definitely help elevate your overall look. And again, it really doesn't take much, right? So when I say elevating your overall look, that doesn't necessarily mean, for me anyway, doesn't mean that you have to be dressed down to the nines, face beat to the gods, or hair laid, fried, dyed, laid to the side, all those things. That does not necessarily mean that for me. That just means you go from normally running errands in sweatpants and just a little t-shirt to actually having a nice, cute 2-piece set, or a nice blouse and a nice pair of pants, or a nice pair of jeans and a nice basic top. That is what I mean when I say elevating your overall look. You go from wearing your bonnet outside to brushing your hair back in a nice ponytail, or being able to flat iron it yourself, whatever that means for you. But that's what I mean when I say elevating your overall look. Not going out, like I said, breaking the bank, not feeling like you have to have all the fancy new this and keep up with all the, new upcoming whatever of this and all of this and of that. No, because that gets tired very fast, especially when you are trying to break the bank to keep up with everybody else. No. We're going to start slow. We're going to start with the things that you can do yourself for yourself, and then we're going to go from there. Because again, when it comes to fashion in general, you have to be comfortable with what works for you, because what works for me is not going to necessarily work for you, and what works for you is not necessarily going to work for me. But like I said, I am just here to help guide you along the way. So if that is something that you definitely want to do, you want to, make sure that you're kept up all the time. You want to, even if you work from home, you no longer want to wear your pajamas while you're sitting at your computer desk. You want to put a little effort into your look every day. This is the video for you. But anyway, so we got all those things out of the way first, right? We know we don't have to break the bank. We know that we are going to ask ourselves, what are the things that we can do for ourselves first? And if you are anybody like me and you don't mind paying and outsources, baby, do your thing, because I don't mind paying for anything, okay? I don't mind paying for a service I do not want to do for myself. Baby, hair, nails, all the things. I commend the girls that can do their hair, do their nails, do their lash, all the things. Now, and I'm not saying that I could not if I just needed to, because I could. I don't want to. And that is the difference. I don't want to, baby. The people that love to do it and like to get paid to do it, sign me up, because I'm gonna call you every time. But anyway, so we know the things that we can do for ourselves, and we know at the end of the day, the goal here is just to have an overall elevated look in general. Not to say that it has to be this fancy, lavish layout every time. Okay, so let's get into the first topic, and that is hair. Okay. Because I know I'm talking to me in general when I say this. Now, one of my biggest goals is always just to keep my hair neat, right? To keep my hair done and neat in some type of way, shape, form, or fashion. Now, if you do not know, or if you are new here on my channel, I have talked about this once before. I still work a full-time job. I work in a hospital setting in surgery, so I have to wear a hat all the time at work. And for me, that has been my biggest crutch when it comes to my hair, because I don't necessarily have to have it done all the time because nobody is seeing it anyway, especially while I'm at work. However, on the weekends, when I want to go out or, you know, just around the house, I don't want to always be looking like a chicken head, okay? I don't always want to be looking like a chicken head. And like I said, I am not the person to just be sitting down in front of the TV, you know, braiding their hair down or flat iron hair. That's not me. I don't have the patience for it. I don't want to do it. But I know that that is something that I want to do. So I think I have to figure out simple ways that either I could do it myself or I know I can always be able to keep it done on a regular basis. So what are the few hairstyles we know that won't break the bank or that we can do ourselves or quickly outsource? First of all, a ponytail. Baby, a ponytail ain't never did nobody wrong. A ponytail has always been a girl's best friend, a ponytail. And I ain't talking about the fancy, you know, slick down, lay down, gel down with the flip bang, swoop, roll and the bell curl. I ain't talking about all that. I'm just talking about a nice, simple, neat ponytail. Even if you want to throw that thing in a bun, baby, because we used to tear them socks up, cutting the top of them socks, rolling it down and putting that bun, baby. Y'all know. Don't act like y'all don't know. Then they got the little fancy things that you could put on there. And so the little fancy foam roll things, y'all know what I'm talking about. Back in the day, we used to cut the socks. If you know what I'm talking about, leave it in the comments. But anyway, something as simple and easy as that, a nice ponytail or a nice bun, that is definitely a simple and easy do-it-yourself hairstyle to keep your hair nice and neat at all times. If you are a person that can flat iron your hair on a regular basis, flat iron is also a nice, easy, simple way to keep your hair, you know, fresh and done all the time. Baby, in a wig. And for the girls that can do it, I commend you. But a nice wig, baby, if you're good at doing the wigs or if you can get you a nice wig done, one of those nice, you know, glueless wigs that don't have all that lace and stuff that you got to lay down. If you can get one made up for you or if you can buy one because, you know, they are making them now where they're glueless and you don't have all that lace that you have to cut. You buy you a nice wig. That is also a nice, simple, easy hairstyle that you can always keep ready and on the go. Also, my best friend, braids, okay? Braids. There ain't nothing like a black girl in her braids, okay? I keep my hair in braids. I just like it. It is simple and it is easy for me. Again, like I said, I work in the ER, so I am getting up super early in the morning. Last thing I want to try to do when I'm already rushing out the door is trying to brush my hair back, baby. I keep my hair in braids. But anyway, it is a nice, easy, simple way to keep your hair done. It is also a nice protective hairstyle. So if you know you're in one of those phases where you're trying to grow your hair out or you don't want to put too much heat on your hair or you just want to have a nice, cute, simple, low maintenance type of hairstyle, braids. I love them. But anyway, so those are some quick, easy, simple ways to keep your hair nice and neat. And when you think about your outfits or when you think about just getting dressed in general, hair is definitely one of those things on your list, right? So especially if you're definitely going out, you're like, okay, wait a minute. What is my hair looking like? Whatever my hair looks like is depending on what this outfit gonna look like, so forth and so forth. Y'all already know how we work, right? We definitely are gonna think about that hair first and then we're gonna put the outfit together. So if you're going to run some simple errands for the day, you know, you want to be nice, comfortable, chill, low key, but still nice, neat, and put together. Like I said, a nice cute ponytail, a nice simple bun. Those are some nice low maintenance hairstyles that can definitely get you through, can definitely work for the everyday need, and can definitely keep you looking cute and elevated on a regular basis. Okay, so the next thing we are going to talk about is skincare. And I know you're like, okay, hold on, let me hear what you got to say. Yes, skincare. Now, I know for a lot of us, you know, getting in as we get older, that's when we really start to think about our skin and things that we need to be doing for our skin, how to keep our skin, you know, nice and hydrated and all the things. But skincare is definitely one of those things that is going to help with your overall elevated look. Now, when it comes to your skin in general, first of all, you need to know what type of skin you have. If you have textured skin, if you have oily skin, combination skin, dry skin, whatever the thing is that you have, if you have acne prone skin, those are the things that you need to know first. And then you can move forward into actually getting the products that you need or what actually is going to work best for you. So those are the things that you need to know first to know what products you need to get and what's going to work best for you. So when it comes to skincare, the few things that I use that work best for me is a nice cleanser, a toner, a serum, a moisturizer, and some sunscreen. So those are the things that work best for me. I don't necessarily have sensitive skin, but I am very cautious about the things that I do put on my skin, because the last thing you want is to be trying out all these products or trying out different things and you don't really know how it's going to work or react with your skin. So that's why I say first you need to actually learn what type of skin you have, and then you go from there. And then even with that, you don't necessarily need a whole bunch of things when it comes to skincare either. Sometimes less is best. And once you know what kind of skin you have, you can go from there. You don't have to buy these products. You don't have to feel like because the girls are doing all of this and all of that, that's what you need either. No, you don't. You just need to have a regular skincare routine in general. Have one for the morning and have one for the night. Now, sometimes for me at nighttime, I do add like a few extra things. I do a under eye cream, and then I do an extra face mask on top of whatever moisturizer I put on at night, just so in the morning times I can wake up a little bit more moisturized. I do have combination skin. In the summertime, I am a little bit more oily in my T-zone, and in the wintertime, I am bone dry. Bone dry. So I myself use more hydrating products because I know my skin needs a lot of moisture, and that just works for me. So at nighttime, I do a few extra steps just to make sure that my skin is fully hydrated. But like I said, once you learn what your skin type is, then you can go from there. And then a good skincare routine can definitely do the work for you. So I know a lot of girls don't necessarily like to wear makeup. So having a good skincare routine will definitely help with that overall elevated look that we're going for, right? So once we get up, we get our hair done like we want to have it, and, we figured out what the outfit is for the day. You're not necessarily a makeup girl. You get up, get your face together, put your skincare products on, and boom, that alone is an extra boost in your overall look. So you don't have to feel like you have to wear makeup or you have to do this and you have to do that. No, you don't. You just have to do those basic steps, and that is definitely going to help with your overall elevated look that you're going for. So like I said, first step is to figure out your skin type, and then after that, figure out what products are going to work best for you, and then get it into a regular everyday morning and nighttime routine. Okay, and so for this last topic that I want to talk about is fragrance. Now, for me, this is a fun topic because this is something that I am starting to get more into myself, and that is building up my fragrance collection. I have never really been big on fragrances because I'm really funny about smells, and I also feel like you just have to know your body chemistry in general. Every scent is not going to work well with your body, and you just have to know that, and that's just something you learn as you go. So I have never really been big on a bunch of fragrances or a bunch of different fragrances. However, the older I get and the more I'm getting into, my style, getting into my personal style and this, that, and the third, I have realized that I am definitely a girl that likes to have a nice fragrance on when I get dressed. And so this is something that you should definitely add into your regular routine if you don't already, or if you're getting into elevating your look overall, or whatever the case may be when it comes to your style. I really feel like the fragrance definitely helps with the overall look. It just, when you look good, you feel good, and that fragrance is definitely going to help pull everything in together at the end. And so I definitely feel like having a few nice fragrances, and you don't have to have a lot. Like I said, we're not here to break the bank. We're just here to get the process started. So even if you just have a few, even if you have two that you really, really like, or, you're building up, you're growing just like I am. However, however works best for you. But I feel like fragrances is definitely going to help when it comes to elevating your overall look. Now, for me personally, I have been purchasing a lot of the fragrances that I hear on TikTok off of Amazon. I have been going into like TJ Maxx and Marshalls and seeing the different fragrances, the little body sprays, the little toiletry sprays that they have in the stores. I've been starting small like that because the last thing you want to do is, you know, hear somebody talking about, I'm just going to throw out a fragrance like Libre, YSL Libre, for instance. You know, that was and still is a very popular perfume. The last thing you want to do is, just because you hear hundreds and thousands of influencers say, oh, this is the best fragrance, I just love it so much, blah, 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 blah. You go out and purchase it because everybody is saying all these good things about it, and then it just does not work for you. Oh my God, that is one thing when it comes to fragrances for me. It really burns me up. However, like I said, you just don't know what you don't know, right? And when it comes to your body chemistry, everything that smells good on somebody else is not necessarily going to smell good on you. Even the dry down, even when you smell it, yes, it smells really good, but that doesn't mean that it's going to smell like that on you. I know that sounds a little weird, but it is a real thing. However, so with that being said, you don't necessarily feel like you have to get, you know, the most popular or the most expensive or the most this and that because that's what everybody is talking about. Start small and work your way up. You know, go into the stores and smell the things first. Don't just order them because that's what everybody is saying. Now, I know for some things you really are just going to have to order it and hope for the best, but for the things that you can go in store and smell yourself, I would recommend doing that first, and then, you know, if that is something that really works for you, and, you know, especially when it comes to fragrance notes. I know a lot of people are really into, you know, reading the notes and learning about fragrance notes. I am not that person. Baby, I'm not interested. I don't want to. For the girls that do, I thank you, because that is a big help, right? So if you know that you're somebody that likes the pistachio or the vanilla or the amber or the whatever. See, it's so many I can't keep up. But if you know, like, your certain notes that really works for you, you know, read the notes that come on the fragrances. Read what they say the scents are or whatever, and that is also a big help when it comes to ordering offline. But other than that, baby, we are all going off a ring and a prayer that this smells as good as the people are saying it does. And that we're actually going to like it, and I feel like we wasted our money. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But a few things that I personally like that I did just basically go off a ring and a prayer. I like all of the Lattafa fragrances that I have smelled. And you know, you get that off Amazon, TikTok shop. They are in your local beauty supply stores now. Those are really, really good. I really like all of the Kayali fragrances. You know, all of those fragrances have the vanilla notes in them, smell really, really good. I feel like that is a nice, easy introduction into building up your perfume collection if you don't have anything or you don't even know where to start. Another thing, and I know we've already talked about this, so don't even say nothing. The Finery fragrances from Target. I know. However, they smell really, really good, and they are really, really affordable. So if you are somebody that does not want to spend a lot of money, baby, just run in there, run out real quick before anybody sees you, and try them out. All of the ones that I have smell really good. I've pretty much smelled all of the ones that they have in store, but they smell really, really good. It is definitely a nice, easy introduction into building your fragrance portfolio. Some other things are body oils. Now, when it comes to oils, you just have to be careful, girl, because you know, if that stuff really get in your clothes and stain them, you're done for. Unless you know a good hack to, you know, get them out or whatever. However, body oils are another good way to build up your fragrance collection. I have been loving the Brown Sugar Babe body oils. They smell so good, and you know, And if you've heard about them or if you tried them out for yourself, you know that a lot of those body oil fragrances mimic a lot of the, name brand perfumes and stuff that we wear on a regular basis anyway. So they will definitely combine well with any fragrance that you want to put on top of them. Really, really good. Those smell really good. I would definitely recommend starting there first, especially if you're just trying to figure things out, if you're trying to just try some things out. I would definitely try, Brown Sugar Babe out. They are really, really good. Another one is the Sand and Fog. You can find them in, TJ Maxx and Marshalls. You can also order them offline on their site. Everything that I have tried smells so good. They are so good. And you don't really have to put so much of it on. It lays on really nicely and it lasts all night. They smell really, really, really good. So if you have not, got into any of those, if you haven't tried those out, definitely go run to your TJ Maxx or Marshalls. Like I said, you can also order them on their website, but those are really, really good as well. Also, your regular body sprays. I know we can, we getting a little grown now, right? We're like, we don't want body spray no more. We want to wear perfume. But let's not knock the body sprays because they have always been there for us. They have always been here for us, baby. Y'all remember that sweet pea and that cherry blossom. So don't act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about because we used to wear them things down. But anyway, and even a nice body spray, they are still just as good as they were then. So those are just a few things that I would recommend getting into and just, trying different things out in general. I feel like once you've gotten dressed and you're ready to head out the door, that fragrance is definitely going to tie everything together, and it is definitely going to make you feel like, you know what? I actually put thought into getting dressed this morning and I actually feel like I did something. That's what that fragrance is going to do for you. Don't tie together every time. But definitely check out the things that I recommended if you are looking to build your fragrance portfolio. And if you already have some things, make sure that you are just wearing them on a regular basis. All right, fashion babes. So this was a cute, short, and sweet little introduction into my mini series here over on my channel. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to leave a comment down below. If you are interested and can't wait for the episodes to come within this mini series, please let me know in the comments. And if you have any suggestions on any videos y'all would like to see in this mini series, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys again for tuning in and watching. Thank you if you made it all the way to the end of this video. If you have not already, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.